Well, privyet, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to our channel for the new last days of Europe as Sverdlovsk. In the last video, we started to assess our position. Sverdlovsk kind of kicked our ass a little bit, and we're dealing with revisionist and black legal arpers. Not the best, I'll fully admit. Oh, what is happening? Oh, Tomsk is purple now. Looks like they went humanist. Very interesting. So they vetoed civil rights, I know that much. What are these guys doing? Maintaining our neutrality. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good for South Africa. Let's get some extra rations going out. The military aim of the district manages everything in Sverdlovsk. The people fully behind the ideals of Marshall and the unit he commands obey. And the factories of Sverdlovsk lag on their quotas, delivering fewer arms than the district's needs demand. Workers cite issues with the long hours, arduous work, and the terror of the Germans as they fly above their workplaces, prime targets for bombings. That they are loyal is not the question. That we need their service is a fact of the day. We can never have enough workers. The district shall begin with the most apparent problem: pay. Factory work is a dangerous job in Russia, and not all who wake up in the morning and toil with machinery are happy with that fact. The Marshal intends to lessen the burden these heroes carry by issuing them extra rations proportional to the work they have done. Under the district, these men and women shall know neither hunger nor lack. Good way to start. A lot of these starting focuses are just depressing, talking about how everyone wants to become communist or whatever the fuck Omsk is. Poor Kardashev. I feel bad for the old fart. He never asked for this. Vyacheslav Yakovlev saw the two men in tattered uniforms approach him from the wheat field that afternoon. The old man stopped his tilling and immediately began approaching them. Hello! I am Gennady Kunsadov, and this is my comrade Yevgeny Rogov. We're top secret mission to Tyumen. Two soldiers looked at each other. If you need shelter, I've got a spare bedroom upstairs. Come on. That evening, Yakovlev and the two soldiers sat down for dinner. The soldiers exchanged some of their rations to Yakovlev. He was able to make some hearty pierogies for them. So head to Tyumen, eh? It's just taking a right at the next nearest intersection and following the road till you get to the closest town across the border. You can head out early next morning and walk all day, or you could head out all noon and camp by the lake. Thank you. We'll stay tonight and leave the next morning. By the way, how do you know so much about us and our mission? Yakovlev smiled. Let's just say I've known some of your friends for quite a while now. Here we go again. Our war support is dropping. God help us all. And we're running out of more political power, and we don't have the manpower to do any of that as well. So we'll wait for... where is it? We need this to be rid of. So that's going to be November, I think. Oh, we got spare manpower. Private Kirill Zdanchin shot a couple of nervous glances around the old-school gym where he and the rest of the 39th Rifles Battalion were standing as they waited for the Commissar to discuss the results of her compulsory loyalty test. 2 months ago, almost his entire squad was found to be insufficiently loyal, and his comrades were never seen again. Last month, they took away his remaining friends from his village in a different platoon. What if he was named as disloyal, he thought. Amazar Vobashev marched into the room in full dress uniform, his smile like a wolf who found himself in a pen of sheep. Dadachin closed his eyes, but nothing could prepare him for what Vobashev would say next. Congratulations! The entire company, including Zadachin, who opened his eyes, stared at the Commissar in disbelief. Comrades, not only are there no disloyal members in this union, HQ is named to be the most loyal in the entire army. In honor of your reliability, this unit will now be known as the 15th Guards Rifle Battalion. The ceremony where a new standard will be presented is next Wednesday. The price of loyalty is high, but the rewards are even higher. So that's nice right there. We're getting a bit of a bonus to counteract some of the malices we're getting. And next we'll go with a decent work environment. The issue pay is settled. No workers who toil day and night for the district shall find themselves go unrewarded. Still an issue endures. The long hours remain, and the arduous work does not help, though matters. Not to say that workers are ungrateful, however. From their benevolent palms of the marshal, they have gained a crucial concession for their livelihoods, and their loyalty is forever. Recruitment and volunteer numbers are increasing to record levels, and productivity has never been higher. The Marshal intends to extinguish any more complaints they might have. The long hours will go, replaced by a system of shifts that adhere to patterns of activity of the Luftwaffe. Skilled overseers shall watch over the workers, preventing the work from becoming unbearable and exhausting as they rearrange the tempo of craft. With no issues remaining, the civilians will march forever, hand in hand with the district, to triumph against the Black League and the Tyrant Lazar. Speaking of both of them, that's not nice. Either that's not really nice. Back to civilian factories. Let's get some industry, get some free repair going in case we'll eventually have to deal with them. U.S. versus Guyana, we'll see what happens there. And by that, we'll see if the AI can somehow fuck up even worse and not manage to take these guys. If they don't, they must really be going for an NPP run, which might actually be a little base, since that would mean RFK. Here we go, the South African plan. Got a decent work environment done. Now we got some industrial expertise ticking up. Let's fortify homes. They return every month, sometimes in broad daylight, sometimes at night, but they always come and they will always come back, no matter how many we kill. They kill, no matter how much destruction they wreak from thousands of feet in the air. Luftwaffe is a persistent danger to not only our people, but our administration, and should spare no expense in mitigating the damage the bombing caused. We cannot repeal them outright, then we shall send military units out to fortify homes and, hopefully, save lives in the next raid. Scavenge for loot. I think if that happens, Latos will just beat the shit out of us again. So I'm a little nervous about that. I think we're going to need better troops before that. This music is epic. DEFCON 2, goddamn. Yeah, I think we'll just save political power right now for these. If we have any spare, maybe we'll do some infrastructure, something down here. But for now, it might be best to just have as little of a target on our back as we can. There we go. We got, what was it, Gadon? Jigan, yeah. Next, let's go ahead and get some bomb shelters going. It's no secret that the city of Sverdlovsk is the Luftwaffe's main target. That's exactly why we must insulate it from as much damage as possible. Sandbags, camouflage, and the occasional prayer aren't enough. Underground bomb shelters are the best way to protect the citizens of Sverdlovsk. While these shelters won't save the city's infrastructure, and the bombings severely hinder our ability to provide for our citizens, we can rebuild factories and rebuild roads. Casualties are not something we can afford. Very true. So I think that should be it for that. So we'll get rid of these. You can get rid of probably didn't need to do that one, but here we are, nonetheless. Select another tech. Let's get some computing. Turkestan versus the little republic there. Now, I noticed a little late that this war between these two lasted up until 72 the last time I played, which is kind of weird. Will that happen again? If I had to guess, it actually looks like the Republic guys are doing pretty well. Oh, I take it back. They're probably fucked. My money's on Uzbekistan now. Okay, so let's crack down on probably revisionists. Yeah, revisionists I think might be the best bet right now. And they're not the most popular in our government right now, but still. And actually, I'm going to go back a little bit on what I said. I think we'll prepare for a raid on Ugra, and we'll try to time it out as best as we can so they can't loot us. I think that's our best bet right now. Let's cast them down. Next, the bombs fall, such as simple life in Russia. Further east, perhaps, across the Ural Mountains, many Russians find, if not salt and calm, a semblance of silence. However, many in Sverdlovsk, from the army to the civilians, the option of retreating beyond the mountains is nothing more than a pipe dream. The bomb shelters help them in securing the safety of the people, giving them space away from the terror the Germans unload on the Russian soil every day. However, maybe even that will not be enough. Perhaps it is good time to explore other avenues of action. A good offense, a Chinese general once said a long time ago, is the best defense. The Engineer Corps will work with the labor battalions of a district to construct anti-air encampments throughout the district. No longer shall they reign suffering without impunity while the army watches without response. They shall find their bombs matched with flak rounds without mercy. Time enough have we spent on cowering. It is time to cast them down. We're cramping down on these guys. Well, the revisionists we are, at least. I'm gonna wait for a couple of days. Bulgaria goes into isolation. That's cute. Okay, so I'll wait. I'll do it now. Should be paid. Defense are sometimes needed to survive in the anarchy of Russia. Very well. Get this going, and there we are. What do we want to get rid of now? Power tools. Let's do industrial expertise. No, equipment. Import new industrial equipment. That's the bet right there. Cast them down. Next, let's go ahead and deter the tyrant. To our south was Arkaganvik and his clique of tyrants clinging to the mantle of a Western Siberian People's Republic with his dogged zeal. So totalitarian government is antithetical to our ideals of freedom and liberty. He watches us, menacingly, waiting for the slightest lapse in preparedness to strike and lay waste to everything we have built. For now, he cannot. To launch a major offensive with the threat of Luftwaffe air raids would be suicidal, but the bombings will not stop him forever. We must fortify our border to deter such an attack until the time comes that we are ready to put his tyranny to an end. There we go. When commence your... Okay. Okay, that was a different... Similarly looking names, but that's not... I mistook it. It's okay. Oh. Something happened. I just autosave. Okay. So I think we should clamp down on the Black League, finally. Although at this point it's just going to give political popularity for the Black League, which still isn't nice. So let's crack down on them now. Deter the Tyrant. Get some forts going. So I think what is probably going to be here and here, maybe? Here and here? Oh! Got a new soldier to serve Russia. Beautiful. And we can get a semblance of safety next. The bombs still fall over Russia, such as the fact of life in the district. From the east, the tyrant Kaganovich still eyes us, but the forts deters raiders and drives them away. The Germans still prowl the sky, but their hold does not go unchallenged. Men and women manning the anti-air emplacements present a credible challenge against the bombers, who can now act with impunity against the Sverdlovsk civilian and military population. The whole district rejoices. Its people, from the marshal to the lowest worker, have stumbled upon safety or a semblance of it. Some unfortunate bombs still find their targets, and Kaganovich's wolves raid us for resources and loot. However, the fact remains, the people are more secure than ever, with the army doing its best to protect them from harm. The marshal expects his people to put this space of relief to good use. There we go. Trying to look at all this. They have roughly about the amount of manpower we have. Actually, we might have... Actually, this doesn't have that much, so we might have a bit more. Omsk has less manpower than us, but unless they shit themselves, which the Omsk AI does more often than you'd think. Collapse of Madagascar. This will be fine. Even then, yeah, there goes Yazov. We'll do the same idea there. We'll wait until we're able to loot them, and then we'll move to one of their borders and loot them. Not gonna do the aviators. I don't even think we can, but it would be fucking stupid if we could, RP-wise. Zlatovsk is going to be a bad idea. As well. Just because they have more troops. Maybe Tyumen, although that's not preferable. The best one would be Yugra. Yugra would be great to just beat up. That would be the easiest to go after. Anyway, once the status quo was untenable, the German bombers would slowly grinded us into dust. They destroyed our homes, damaged our roads, ruined our food stockpiles, and neutered our military capabilities. Meanwhile, the tyrants to our south raided us time and time again, breaking our defenses and reaping the spoils. In effect, they were one and the same, a single unified force dedicated to destroying Sverdlovsk. Now our fortunes have shifted. What few bombers crawl over the Urals are met with our anti-aircraft fire. The population of our cities have grown accustomed to spasmodic bombing runs. Our fortifications have made each constructive raid costlier and costlier for Kaganovich. Yet he still returns. The damages and casualties caused by both the bombings and the raids have decreased exponentially. While the threat posed by the Germans in Kaganovich have become a dark part of daily life, the civilians of Sverdlovsk go about their duties with stoicism and bravery, comforted both by the fact there are safety measures in place to protect them, and the hope that one day neither will harm them ever again. A semblance of safety is safety nonetheless. I think next we do night shifts. For many workers, the notion of going to work at a factory in Sverdlovsk terrifies them, but shifts mostly take their place during the day, where the factory is visible from the air, making them prime targets for German bombings. The sight of a plane from far away is enough to get a whole factory floor on their knees. An explosion will send them scurrying away, too scared to work for another day. Those who sign up for those jobs are heroes, but we fear for them, as they do for their lives. They are skilled workers and technicians that the front cannot afford to lose. The civilian administration has advised the marshal and his staff to move these shifts to nighttime. Workers shall lend an ear to this suggestion. Workers shall move and work in the night, prevent loss to random German bombers tearing through the sky. The Germans may have thought us dead and cornered, but we shall find ways to overcome them. Excellent. Let's crack down on the Black League even more. Yeah, I think that's the play right now. Suit a crisis. Men stood by the sill calmly and waited their turn to jump. Token exchange secretary out with a crash. Bow! I get a lot of battle royale vibes from that one. I think it's always fun. We're curbing the Black League. I think that might actually tie into our later focus tree, actually. That might be what that's about. I think that would make more sense. Well, what is it like in the Deutschland? They are promising a future? Right, the Deutsche. The Reformer, Herr Speer. Right. Now I have the excuse to do the funny Speer voice. Wunderbar, wunderbar. I love doing the funny Speer voice. And let's make the best of things. I should stop now. I didn't get any channel points. This isn't a stream. It's probably... I don't know. Life in Russia is not good. German bombing is a fact of life, and violence pervades wherever a local warlord is unable to exercise its power. In the district, however, under the leadership of the venerable Marshal Rokossovsky, the people of Sverdlovsk enjoy the highest standard of living on this side of Russia. The military arm of the district only exists for protection of all who live in it. And though life is hard, its people do not go hungry, nor do their cries pass unheard. The Marshal shall give the masses of a district a lesson from his own life on how to make the best of things. Here in Aswell, life is not by any means prosperous nor comfortable, but the Marshal has never given up hope. Though, through it all, he guides the people with a clear consciousness and warm heart, providing them with a means to survive and live. They shall take after his example and continue marching on to the future, no matter what dark fates may bring to their feet, all for a small spark of light at the end. More stab, more political power, and an event. Looking on the bright side of life, I assume. Do-do. 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 Prepare for loots, perhaps. What else do we got? What do we got? Comrade Lieutenant! Private Davidov salute his officers enter the office. Private Davidov, what brings you here today, comrade? There's something I want to talk about. You see, one of my squad mates, Comrade Morzov, is, kind of funny. He sort of talks about a great trial that's going to happen soon, and how it's going to lead to the rebirth of Mother Russia. He gave me a pamphlet about it, and I thought you should see it. Davidov handed Lieutenant the pamphlet. It was black with a white eagle and the words, "The Great Trial," printed on top of it. "Thank you for telling me this, comrade," Lieutenant Kotov said. "You may go back to your quarters." Private Davidov saluted the lieutenant and left. Closing the door, Lieutenant Kotov took out his phone and began making a call. Alright, there's things other than cellular phone. Oh! Alright, there's this. Okay. There we go. We got that in position. I love how this is a fucking thing that the mod put in. Fuck. Okay, what? Go back. I should stop dicking around. Should we start? Let's start cracking down, I think. We're gonna lose some support for our party, but it's not necessarily the worst. Because we have a pretty good popularity base anyway right now. People love, they just fucking love the Marshal. What can I say? Horizontal, let's do next. Computing. I mean, look at him. That's a good man right there. Handsome fella, too. Tomsk versus Kemerovo. Hopefully they won't get their fucking teeth kicked in. Hopefully Kemerovo will actually lose for once. In fact, I swear to God, if they don't, I will do console fuckery to ensure that they lose. Magadan versus Amur. We'll see what happens there. Making the best out of things. Oh, so either I'm gonna have a fucking brain aneurysm as they both fall or Kemerovo's dead. Comparisons between the current standards of living and those of the pre-war Union are pointless. They do nothing but drain morale and open the mind to power-hungry demagogues who will exploit that nostalgia. It's important to cherish what we have, rather than lament what we lack. Sverdlovsk is one of the largest cities in Russia outside of Nazi control, and its citizens enjoy a relatively high standard of living, certainly higher than most places to our east. The government and military are united in purpose. They exist to serve the people. Their concerns are heard and taken into account, and both their lives and livelihoods are protected from those who seek to destroy them. Finally, we have Marshal Rokossovsky, who leads us with dignity and indomitable resolve. He provides his citizens with everything they need to hatch out a life that may not be prosperous, but is sufficient. Men and women can safely go to work and bring home bread for their families. In Russia, where violence is the law, that should be enough for now. Remember that things will be better, but they could always be worse. Sanctioned scavengers. Long ago, before the foundation of the military district, Sverdlovsk was part of the Western Siberia People's Republic, with the Marshal as its unwilling head of the armed forces. A semblance of stability settled over the region as the Republic sought to undo the damage caused by the great fall of a union after the Great Patriotic War. Then the West Russian War came. In support of its comrades to the west, the People's Republic dispatched as much help as it can, whether in the form of food, weapons, or clothing. Defeat of the front and the infighting within its ranks rendered all aid sent moot. Before the terror bombings commenced, the Republic moved with surplus throughout Siberia, with the majority of it remaining in Sverdlovsk untouched. The district shall now rescind the restrictions on civilian scavenging. These stockpiles may hold valuable resources still, or men of the past, still giving life to those living in the present. Privates Fedorov, Meklinov, and Yurtiev, for your formation of an illegal Black League cell, the dissemination of propaganda in the 4th Sverdlovsk Battalion, the court-martial finds you guilty and sentences you to execution by firing squad. Commissar Alexei's verdict was final. The three privates, standing behind a table with pieces of Black League propaganda, nodded in acceptance of a sentence and were escorted by guards back to their cell. As Alexei left the courtroom, he was stopped by superior Divisional Commissar Kalishnik, who led him to his office. "Comrade Alexei, there's something I need to show you," he said, gesturing to a map of the country. A rough circle of black pins surrounded Sverdlovsk itself like a circle of dark fire, edging closer to it. Each pin is a known Black League cell. Seeing Alexei's eyes widen, he continued, "I see you understand the problem with your little friends now." Closest to the Sverdlovsk cell, and pointed like a dagger at its heart, was the Pervolavsk cell. Let's try to infiltrate. Okay, I'll try my luck with this a little better now. Might have to go ahead. Yeah. I was shit at these puzzles. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we can get working on up here. Five? Hello? Game? Okay, 5. God, but Dev spent all this time doing this instead of Toolbox Theory. SMH my head. Do that. Let's unpause. Yeah, this is more distracting than I thought it would be. 7. No, let's do that. Huh. I'll just not worry about this for now. We'll move on elsewhere. Can I just close this and I'll come back? Yeah, it saves my progress. Okay. Okay, it has 1. I swear, Comrade Kalmazar, we were framed. We don't know what the Black League pamphlets were doing in our lockers. I've heard that one so many times, he said to the arrested privates as they were escorted away from the barracks. Took out a flask of vodka and drank. All these arrests get into you, comrade? Yeah, I bet. Ever since we hired agents to infiltrate the Black League cells, the military police were ranking in intelligence back their activities like a gambler at the casino. The discovery that there were far more cells than they previously knew about was disconcerting, but now their existence was known and made cracking down on them all easier. HQ didn't even know about this cell's existence before Agent Politov sent in a number of intelligence reports on communication between them and one in a neighboring village. So Kuren checked his notebook. They still had another cell to arrest before the day was done. Excellent. I don't know why that increases Black League influence, but so be it. Now we just wait, I think. We really just have to wait for the bombings to stop. So let's get back to this. Okay. Let's start getting this one over a bit. There we go. That's nice. 10, 11. Got to get 12 over there. Nine, 10, 11, 12. Verona Conference ends. Scores 11. left. Chiano is winning out. Officers Gorky and Borden stood in the abandoned warehouse, their flashlights lit up by nothing but rubble. Go and crack down on that. According to the information by Agent Politov, a Black League cell was supposed to be meeting here 30 minutes ago to meet an agent from Omsk who would give him additional propaganda materials and instructions. What happened? They must have found out about us and scrambled. Swearing under his breath as he pulled out a radio from his coat pocket. I'll radio HQ. Stake out a failure. Meanwhile, Politov sat in his barracks room. The message base was sent, and all he needed was a reply. Looking at the clock, he too pulled out a tiny radio from his pocket and turned it on. The beep signaling the coming from instructions came exactly on time. Soon an artificial female voice began calling out a series of numbers. He pulled out a notebook and began to decipher the broadcast. Congratulations, Agent Morzo, for your successful false information leaks. The great trial draws a day closer thanks to your efforts. Here are your weekly instructions. The devil is always the last person you expect. That guy sucks. Fuck him. There we go. Got 13 in that corner. Now we just gotta get 15 over. Ivan uncapped his pen with his teeth and held the map to his leg so he could mark it while Ardaki caught his breath. Another looted warehouse. It seemed there would be a lot more looters in Sverdlovsk since the moratorium on scavenging was lifted. You stupid bastard. The last hill nearly killed me. I don't care what your brother says anymore. We're going back. No, hold on! No, wait. No, hold on. Put his pen away and scanned over the map. His brother was in the military and had promised him a hefty reward if he found anything worthwhile. Ardaki looked at him intently. There's another building not far from here, and maybe a warehouse. Ardaki's grimaced and budged. Ivan folded up the map and put it in his back pocket. It's all downhill, old man. You can do it. The building was a communal cabin for soldiers or travelers heading north to stop and rest for a day or two. Ivan smashed the lock with a stone and pushed the door in. Both of their eyes widened. The cabin was filled with glass jugs of water and crates of MREs, and contained maps of a republic, and even Russia west of the Urals covered the walls. There was a small table next to the cot on the other side of the cabin that was covered in boxes of bullets. A few rifles leaned against the table. Christ, it's a gold mine. Who put it all here? That doesn't matter, old man. We're about to make a certain brother of mine very, very happy. Lost riches hidden in plain sight. Okay, so we'll start working on all that. Now we gotta get 11 back over. 9, 10. PRC versus Oirotia. There you go. See ya, Rurik. Oh, I'm getting close. Just gotta figure out how to do this. No. Chugunov, what can he tell us about the Blackly activities in Sverdlovsk? Plotnikov stood in front of a young man in a chair at the other side of a desk. Another guard stood watch in the evening, in the event the prisoner attempted to escape. The previous morning, Chugunov was caught by border police trying to bypass for security checks. While he claimed he was from Tiumen, certain papers on his person suggested otherwise. I told you, I have nothing to do with those freaks. My parents live in Sverdlovsk. I just want a convincing story. If it weren't for the papers we confiscated, maybe we could have even believed you, Chukulov, or should we say Medvedev. Plotnikov held up a tiny notebook, holding it close to his face as he began to read. It says here you were supposed to rendezvous with a Black League cell in an abandoned factory outside of Kamensk, Medvedev. Can you tell us a little bit more about this group of yours? What do you want to know about them? Everything. Got some Black League influence, and we can raid Ugra. That's what I'm talking about. With that, probably get ready to get looting. Up here in council, get out of here. We'll see what happens there. It's probably good for democracy, which depends on what we want to do that. Well, that makes things very interesting. Damned Army Command. Lieutenant Chernishev swore beneath his breath. This is the third time this month they sent us on a wild goose chase. The 45th Logistical Platoon was sent to the small village of Matani to investigate a report that a police station armory was still standing there, possibly even containing weapons of use to the armory. However, after hours of marching, the most they could find in this ruined concrete building were discarded pieces of trash. Rebel and other miscellaneous refuge. Chernyevsky began to open his mouth to give the order to return home when a voice called out from the back of the building. I think there's something here, sir! It was Private Solyov, who recently enlisted in the Union. He was staring at a piece of wood near the top of the wall before beginning to pull away the pile of rubble covering it. More men joined him until the pile was removed, and standing before them was a door. Cautiously opening it, they crept down the stairway behind it until they found themselves in a musty cellar. Another private shone a light on the wall. The soldiers stood in silent awe at what they found. Entire shelves of some machine guns, old rifles and carbines, boxes of pistols and ammunition, enough to supply an entire army once they are taken back. Perseverance pays off. I will figure this out eventually. 11, 12. If these numbers weren't swapped, we'd be fine right now. So we just gotta... Yep, so we got that. Let's initiate the raid. Tribute paid. Now what do we want to work on? Got that going. I think schools are always good. Let's get some schools going. Beautiful. Fuck. Right, we're already on it. Oh. Anatoly Morozov heard a police sniper's bullet ricochet against a metal staircase as he rushed even higher, climbing the steps to the top of the warehouse. He was the last surviving member of his cell, the last hope that Sverdlovsk could join the ranks of the Black League in the Great Trial when that holiday come. Below him, a voice called out, "Anatoly Morozov, do not resist arrest!" He ignored the military police's words. As he climbed to the top of the structure, old tanks of gasoline surrounded him on the roof. Beneath him, he could see a gathered platoon of military police, with the chief speaking out to him with a loudspeaker. "This is your last chance, Morozov. Surrender now, or we will open fire." No, Morozov thought as he gazed at the tank beside him. There could be no surrender. If he could not take part in the Great Trial, there was no purpose to his life. Police sniper's tracer bullet missed his body and hit a gas tank beside him, catching fire. He began to smile as he opened the faucets of tanks around him, creating a blaze. "Russia shall rise!" he shouted, arms outstretched, laughing triumphantly as he truly completed his escape from the police. The fiery blast of the exploding tanks consumed his body. Top of the world. Let's do that. Wait. 14, 9... Fuck, okay. Did I... Woo! Let's go, boys! Pog! Okay, got 7 troops built up. Very nice. Okay, let's check influence and medium. Get rid of the revisionist. Let's get rid of both of them, actually, while we're here. We want to do infrastructure. We don't have room for industry, sadly. Industry, we're a little buggered on. But infrastructure, we will be fine. We could always use more infrastructure, so let's get it. And the German Civil War. It is thus necessary that the individual should finally come to realize that his own ego is of no importance in comparison with the existence of a nation. Adolf Hitler, and so it begins. I believe Speer is going to have a bit of a bonus here, just because, if only because he is Joseph's successor. So he should have a little bit of a bonus. Whether he'll actually win, I have not seen Speer win in a very, very long time. At least AI Speer. And then you guys can pause if you want to read that. I've read it plenty of times already, so I know the deal. Clear skies, but dark clouds overhead. It's a silent morning now. It all stopped one day. The sirens remained calmed, its lips silenced by the lack of incoming danger. Many thought it was a fluke, that the Germans would soon return and dominate the skies, and that the bomb shall fall upon Russia without care, thought, nor mercy. Yet they never returned. The clouds were quiet, with no planes in sight. The rumors were right, the Germans are gone. Under pressure from their internal conflicts, the AA placements, the free aviators, they have withdrawn. The Marshal, along with the rest of the district, breathes a sigh of relief. More danger remains in the future, however. Their shadow merchants of the toast and their indecipherable intent, and the enigmatic and mysterious Black League. And the remnants of a People's Republic, under Kaganovic, will soon compete with Sverdlovsk to be the premier power of the region. Time is of the essence. Conflict nears by every second. Battalion Germania. Transistor computing. Whew. Well, I think with that, guys, it's time to end it. Thank you so much for watching, however. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, hit the sub button for uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concern, anything of the sort, leave it in the comments section below. I read the comments I get, and I appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to chat, play games, I have a Discord down link below. If you want to send me bucks every month, I have Patreon. If you want to see me do a source for live, I have a Twitch. I'll put you down in the description box below. That's really it for now, ladies and gentlemen. My name has been DB333, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.